What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today I'm going to show you a really nice clean trade setup and how I traded. Check it out. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the lesson on the day. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about how to properly buy a 9EMA VWAP crossover setup. Now, there's various factors that go into this setup, but we're going to go into it using CNTX. CNTX today had, a decent setup. You have this previous all-time high here at 829, 830 level that we broke through it. Now I was talking about, guys, I want to watch and see if this level can break through on big volume. And sure enough, it breaks at the time on the biggest volume of the day. You see that right here on this circle as we break through the high of day, which at the time was right here it was at 829, 830 level that when we opened up, we pushed into it. All-time highs, reject off that level, pull in, and we begin to make that little U shape. Now, this is a trade that I really would have liked to have taken. I did not take this trade, like I said earlier today, because I'm not feeling all that well. Either my vocal cords are shot from all the recent lives and YouTube videos, or simply put, I'm maybe catching a cold since my daughter has been sick now for almost a week. Definitely getting way better. She's like pretty much at 100% now, but maybe I'm starting to feel it. So one of those two things, or a mix of both, is really starting to take a toll on my throat and on my voice. So I figured to myself, I'm either going to be able to focus on my trading and take these trades and give a subpar commentary and teaching, or I can give my all on the commentary and on the teaching while this trade is unfolding and not take the trade myself, because there's no way I'm not going to take a trade where I'm not strong, mentally on it, because I'm feeling kind of down. So I decided to put all my focus and all my energy on commentating on this trade with you guys, and it worked out beautifully. If you've gone through the courses, you know this is one of my favorite setups to take, and one of the setups that I've taken countless times here live in the room. So we had the push through the highs, right? Not only is this the high of the day prior right here, not only is this high that we've identified, but this is an all-time high. We've broken through that level on an increase in volume, right? Go ahead and draw the new Fibonacci levels, and we start to notice that VWAP, the 23.6 fib, is lining up with this high and what was the previous all-time high. Now, I get on the mic and I quickly say, guys, I wouldn't want to see a pullback into this level now. I'd want to see a push towards $8.75, $9, and then a low volume pullback into that level. We get exactly that right here. We get that push towards that level, and then we start to get the pullback off of that level. So we redraw the fib levels, and what do we see? We see that now we're holding the 23.6 fib, and I'm here hoping for a pullback into that 830 zone to show me support. Unfortunately for me, whether or not I would have been fully healthy and looking at this for the trade and fully focused, fully concentrated on everything, all my tasks, I would not have taken this trade, simply because it did not pull into 830. It held 840. Now, could 840 have been an entry? Yes. All day long, you could have taken a trade here in the 840s and the 850s with the stop in the 830s. Yes. Why? Because we did tear through that level with the biggest volume of the day at the time, meaning that a pullback into that zone could be potentially perceived as holding before it even tests. But I'm a little bit more conservative in that fashion, and I would have preferred a test. Does it mean that I never take this trade? No, that doesn't mean that. It just means that today, of all days, especially how small caps have been trading recently, would have definitely been something I would have waited for. Nonetheless, the setup was still sound. Entry above here in this 840s, 850s with a stop under 830 was still a money shot, and you're looking for this 9EMA crossing over VWAP. Now, we start to get that 9EMA crossing over VWAP, right? What do you want to see when that happens? You want to start seeing the volume increase, but prior to that, when we're pulling in, you want to see the volume decreasing, which we did get that. We got that 9EMA VWAP crossover right here, and what do you get? Big fat volume increase. and you got to push to new highs through $9. If you guys remember, I got on the mic and I said, guys, you want to see 2.5 million shares traded on a push through the highs. That'll show you that you have potential for extension through the highs. What did we get? We got over 3 million shares traded and we got extension through the highs. At this point here, I got on the mic and I said, all right, guys, if I were looking to trade this because I didn't get in on my entry where I wanted, the next potential setup here would be what? Against the 9EMA. Because now that this triggered and you got that 9EMA VWAP cross, you got the volume increase, you got the new pop to new highs, what you want to see is if it pulls back into the 9EMA and holds. You've seen me take this trade recently on Tesla via call options. The same trade here. We got to pull back into 9EMA, 23.6 Fibonacci level, and this previous little consolidation high of 870s right here. Okay, you see that clear as day. Let's erase these other lines right now and just focus on this secondary setup. You get that pullback on what? This is your second setup, decreasing volume. This is a setup where in the past, I might have even added back to the position after taking profits in front of the high and through 9. Right? Why? Because we're holding on to this 23.6 fib. We're holding on to 9EMA, which now should act like a trend line. And that right there, I got on the mic. I said, guys, anything in the 870s, 880s could be a potential good entry with a first take profit in front of the high of day, another take profit through the highs. And what did we get, guys? We got exactly that move. High of day test, high of day break for the first 2 takes. Then I say I would hold my stop on the remainder of the position against the 9EMA. I also said, what do you want to see as we extend and push in there? You wanted to see volume start to increase, but you wanted to see strong volume. You wanted to see this thing get back up there, 3 million, 3.5 million shares traded. Otherwise, you might see a rejection, and that's exactly what you got. So that, in a nutshell, is how to trade this. How to trade this 9EMA VWAP cross. You have your first potential setup, and you have your secondary setup here, which if you got in here in your first setup and you took couple take profits along the way, could have added back in here. I've done that before with you guys in the room. Okay, so that's how you would trade typically a 9EMA VWAP cross. That's how you would analyze volume. This is exactly the type of setups that I go over in the courses, in the day trading advanced courses, etc. Okay, in the members dashboard at daytraderchatroom.com. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description and comment section. And if you're a member now of the DTC Lite monthly plan and you want to upgrade to the DTC Pro yearly to get access to all the courses, make sure you get with Jonal in the Discord so he can help you on how to upgrade your memberships, because that's the only way to access all the courses. All right, guys. So that's it for me today. Remember to smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next one.